Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to the Success Codex Spotlight, where I bring on special guests to share about their stories, about their lives, about the way that they work in the world and how they serve the world. And then we weave little bits of the Success Codex into that, how it's impacted them. And also, we give them some opportunity to share a little bit about one of their favorite key codes. And today I have a very special guest, Moira Hutchison, who is I pronounce that right, right? I'm
You did?
always, I always fumble everyone's names when I start, so I just had to ask.
Oh, good.
Moira Hutchison, and she is a certified Success Codex reader. She's also an intuitive coach and mentor, meditation teacher, tarot reader, overall incredible human being who is wise, who is loving. I've loved getting to know you. I love you being in my world, and I'm so, so happy to share you and your words and your story with our community. So, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's such
Yeah.
an honor to be here with you, my dear.
Ah, good. Wonderful. So, anything that I miss, like, like if you're introducing yourself to the community now for the first time, what do you want people to know about you in general?
Me in general, I think that all of us strive in this world to find our sense of fulfillment, our sense of meaning, our sense of belonging too, even.
Mm,
And it can take lots of different curves and twists and turns. I've come to realize that my calling, what fulfills me and lights me up, is I help people get deeply, deeply in touch with how they're wired, what's their inner truth, what's their core gifts and talents, and then help them not only embody it, but step into it. And so that's how come I'm always doing courses. I mean, that's how come I became a certified reader with you.
mm.
Although I've started to slow down because I kind of distract myself with so many. But you see, I think part of the thing of why I've done so many different courses and learnings and adding in more tools is that not everybody's going to see themselves through one lens. You
Yeah.
know, you can't just give somebody an astrological reading or tarot reading or any one of these things and say, okay, off you go. You can follow your path. Because it doesn't vibe, it doesn't communicate in everybody's language, right?
Completely. And I think, it's one of the traps that I see people who get into human design and astrology and all of these systems, even the Success Codex, right? I have to be really, really clear to say this isn't the one and only way of viewing yourself. This is one way of viewing
Yeah.
yourself. And it's so true. This might not resonate with everyone. It might
Mm,
resonate really deeply. It's still not necessarily your rule book, right?
mhm.
There's still a value in seeing ourselves and understanding ourselves from these different lenses.
Yeah.
It's like anything, right? Like if we look at something just from one perspective, we have a limited perspective. So we want to be
Yeah.
able to
Kind of
kind
got
of
the
do a
blinkers,
360.
the blinkers on. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, I love that about you. The what you said about I really see you as somebody who helps people to find their own way.
Hmm.
There are some leaders and their path is I see it and I'm going to tell you, and this is what you are. And that can be really helpful for people in different points in their lives,
Yeah.
maybe temporarily. um, but you're someone who you're here to really help people find their own path, their own way.
That's well said. And I actually sometimes attract clients who say, Moira, just give me the steps. Just tell me what to do. So this is how I see my role as twofold. As one is I want to shake you up and help you see. So gentle, gentle.
Mhm.
But then I'm going and this is where I bring in hypnosis and meditation is sometimes we need to calm our nervous system to actually then say, oh gosh, I am the boss of this. I am the decision maker or the person who pivots or takes that choice or takes that route. And that can be hard on some people when they're too used to deferring to an outer authority, right?
Oh, goodness. So I resonate so much with that. And even points in my life where I was that person looking outside of myself for those answers. And I think you really hit the
Me
nail on the
me
head.
too.
You're right. I mean, so many of us, right? That's kind of how it goes nowadays. But you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about the nervous system aspect of that.
Mhm.
Because here's like my philosophy is basically like the true self is always trying to be seen, recognized, and embodied.
100%.
And believe it or not, it takes a lot more work to stifle that part of ourselves, right?
Hmm.
It's like
Hmm.
we do work to stifle that part of ourselves than to just let it be free. But it's
Hmm.
scary to let it be free because we
Yes.
don't see a lot of examples of that, right?
Yeah.
So what you said here, the so many things came to mind when you were speaking, but this is what I want to say, right? That piece about like really stopping and slowing down and being present
Yep.
and settling your nervous system so that you can be at a grounded place of choice and
Hmm.
empowerment is it feels so different in the body
Yep.
than, well, my coach said that I should, write a book, so I'm going to write a book.
Yeah.
It's so like it feels so different in the body.
100%. You know, I was in a group session yesterday and I loved what this girl did. It was a big meeting and everybody was sharing what their big dream is.
Mhm.
And this one person came and she came on and she goes, I don't have a big dream. And what she shared was she used to make up a big dream because that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, my big dream is this. The truth is she's living it. She's saying, look at my space and look at the life that I've created. Sure, more of that, but it doesn't have to fit this mold. And that's what happens, I think. We get too entrained in, okay, what's my big vision or what's my big, well, maybe it's sitting calmly and just celebrating, look where I am,
Mm.
and saying, this is enough. I remember once working with a coach and I was saying that. Where I'm at is enough and I love it. And she said, but there's more. And so, okay, maybe there is more, but it's not about shaming or pressurizing us into saying, okay, the big vista, because it's there, absolutely.
Hmm.
But that's when it adds to that nervous system dysregulation.
Yeah.
And that is so important because you cannot attract more of what is possible if you're always like, oh my God, how do I have to explain this? What do I have to say to you? Right?
Yeah. Oh, I love this. And it's like I relate to what that woman said. I'm always
Me
like every
too.
mentor I've ever had and coach has been like, "What's your big goal?" And it's not an answer that comes easily to me for a few reasons. So one, like primary fear I have, just like is of like being disappointed. I had a lot of having and
Right.
losing in my life, right? So like in my childhood, traumatic childhood, and so there definitely is this fear of like, "Ooh, I don't really want it because then what if I don't have it?" Right? But I have
Right.
awareness about that. So that's one
Right.
piece. The other piece is I really trust myself in the present moment. I really
That's
trust
exactly
my
what this
heart,
woman was saying. Hmm.
and it's like it's not that I can't hold that vision. I do. I do have an idea,
Hmm.
but I hold it very, very loosely.
Right.
I know that whatever goal I have, let's say I achieve that goal, it's going to look different by the time I get there. And the
Yep.
path that I take to get there is going to be so different. And so if I were to what you were saying, pressure myself to come
Hmm.
up with that answer, I'm only doing it to be a good girl and
Yep.
to be a people
Exactly.
pleaser. It's not
Exactly.
actually the way that I naturally, I don't know, the way that
You
I
naturally
naturally
roll. Yeah.
manifest or roll. I
Hmm.
have a sense of who I can be, and I
Hmm.
align my decisions with that.
Yeah.
But it's not I'm going to
It's
make
nothing.
$50,000 next month. It's just not that for me. For some people, it's that, which is
Yes.
great. It's not that for me.
No, nor me. But it's more of a feeling. Like for me, my dreams and goals are happiness, fulfillment,
Mm,
joy,
mm,
lighting up, making a difference.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And those parts, but then to your point is to just really trust.
Yeah,
Because I think we all have our inner authority. When we talk about human design, we talk about the inner authority.
yeah,
My inner authority is splenic, which means I make my choices and decisions right here,
right here.
right here. And it's like it's a snap decision. And
Mm.
so if you ask me, Moira, what do you want to achieve in 10 years? Like, let's wait and see.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll
I'll
tell you
get back
9
to you when
years
it's
and
there.
then and 360 free days.
Yeah, precisely.
Which is true, right? Like our inner authority does impact that. And I guess it makes sense for me as a generator. What makes me happy? What what am I, like what brings me fulfillment? And that changes.
Yeah.
That changes. It changes for us. And so, yeah, there are, again, it's like there's no shame for anyone for whom that kind of concrete goal, like it drops in and it's clear and that's natural for you. But
Mhm.
for anyone who's listening, here's your permit. And for who that doesn't resonate with, here's your permission slip.
Yep.
Drop it, just drop it. And
Mhm.
don't let the pressure of what we all those rules, right? All those check marks that we're supposed to have as an entrepreneur. Oh, well, if I really want to be successful, I have to have this and that and that. Drop them.
Mhm. Yeah, you get to make up the rules as you go along your own path.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So for you, hmm, have you always been someone who can make those rules up and who like trusts yourself there? Or you're laughing, so I have an assumption about what your answer is going to
No, no. I might have told you this part before. I was in a cult for 2 years.
No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is back when I was 17, 18, and um I was going to my goal,
Hmm.
my intention, I wanted to be a nurse,
Okay.
but I couldn't because I had damage to my spine. And so growing up in Scotland, they wouldn't let me into the nurse training because
Wow.
of, and so I'm kind of lost. Like I don't know what to do because that's all I wanted to do. I
Mm,
have this very strong, nurturing, healing bent about me, and
mm,
that's all I wanted to do. And so this cult that I ended up joining, they spotted that in me. You've got such wonderful healing abilities. We want to help you, and you can make a difference in the world.
mm.
That's what kind of enticed me in there. But in very short order, I had to give up everything.
Wow.
Absolutely everything. I had to cut ties with my family. I moved around different places and nobody in my family ever knew. For 2 years, my family didn't really know where I was
Wow.
because the way they worked, this group worked, was you either bring your family in to the group or you cut ties because they're going to be planting seeds and maybe giving you confidence to leave.
Wow. Wow, that's so incredible. How did you get out? Like, did you know it was when did you realize it was a cult?
I think that part of that, when I was told that I had to cut ties with my father, and one of the people that was kind of handling me said, you can go and do it yourself, and if you have a problem with it, we can come and help you cut
Mm,
ties with your dad. And so those
mm,
kind of niggly things. And then, I remember maybe like a year and a half in, I would see people disappearing. Like they were there, and then the next day they weren't. They disappeared. What they'd done was they'd escaped. And all of a sudden, everybody that knew that person, oh, I knew that there was something wrong with them. They were bad seed. They were bad seed. And I saw that enough times to kind of go, I don't see anything wrong with that person. I really like that person. I really vibed with that person. And it
mm,
happened multiple times. So that was happening concurrently with me starting to think, you know, I didn't see myself being so isolated from like going outside in nature and being able to get up when I wanted to or go visit places or travel to places I really wanted to rather than where I was being told to or taken to.
Mm.
So those types of things started to just percolate with me. Ultimately, it was a long story, but ultimately I left. I left. Somebody helped me. Somebody was waiting at the bottom of a fire escape that knew I was trying to get out and drove me away. But I got kidnapped back by two of the officers who kind of strong-armed me back in and I was on a bus and just I was held, bus and then a train. And that's what I did was I actually jumped off the train.
Oh my gosh. It's like a
I
movie.
know. I jumped off the train and I remember this is when I started to reintegrate with the real world
Yeah.
because I remember being on the train and so I had the stub in my hand. This happened in England, by the way. I grew up in the UK.
Okay.
Um, so I've got this train stub, ticket stub in my hand, and I thought, how am I going to get past the conductor? Because I've got a ticket going that way, not this way. And
Hmm.
so I'm ruminating, trying to think, how am I going to explain this? What am I going to say? And as I got up to the conductor on my way back, um, I opened my mouth to say something, and he put his hand on my shoulder and he says, you don't need to understand. I'm glad you got away and let me through. I was like, thank you.
I'm like, I want to cry. And I mean, divine, what a
I
divine
know.
gift, right?
There was quite a few others along that journey as I retraced my steps and went back to where I had been taken
Yeah.
from. And and so then from there, what happens when you do leave like that, they excommunicate you. Because now, so in hindsight, I would have then become one of those people that was, oh, they always knew that Moira was a bad seed.
They
And
knew you were a bad seed. You rebel.
yep. So
Wow.
that's where I come from when I know what it is like, because that's what I say to people. I know what it's like to have given all of your power away, every single piece of it.
Wow.
So now you can understand why I'm like, nope, nope, don't do that. Don't listen to them. Listen
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah. And why you are such a beautiful example of leadership that gives people their own authority. Like
Yeah.
you're a stand for that.
Yes. Yeah.
Because wow, wow, that's so crazy and cool. What an amazing story. I'm like so blown away. I had no idea of this story about you. Wow. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, I have to ask, I usually save it for the end, but when I hear this story and I think of your primary genius, which is
Now you see
51,
it.
can you guys see it so much? I'm curious, like, would you be willing to share a little bit about your primary genius? And actually, I know you have 51 in a few places, like what
Mhm.
that means. And before we do that, do I have permission to share your Success Codex
Yes,
on
of
the
course.
screen? Yeah? Okay,
Mhm.
great. You can start talking while I'm finding
Okay, I'm just gonna have a wee
it.
sip of water.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you say, I have the 51, which is the breakthrough.
Hmm.
Breakthrough and jump off a train.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in here. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you if you're looking at my chart, I have 51 is my primary genius, but it's also where my communication, my expression, how I
Hmm.
speak. I say I
Hmm.
speak funny, but it's also where my Venus is. It's what people they do you know it has happened so often that people will say to me, I don't know what it is about you, but I know that you've got something to help me with or you're I'm drawn to your energy and I really see that as that unconsciously people know that even without knowing the different modalities or approaches that I can help you come through, they can feel it in my energy.
Yeah.
So from the Venus, they feel like it's a very strong sort of mothering acceptance.
Mhm.
Um, they just feel comfortable to be themselves
Yeah.
and then go from there. But yeah, like you say, so my whole piece around that the primary part
Mhm.
is to I think of myself too from as kind of the one who jumps through the gate first and holds the gate open.
Mhm.
That to me is the initiate. It's kind of like it's okay. I'm tough. I'm big. I'm big. I'm 6 foot tall, so I can actually own this quite quite easily. Like, come, children, I'll look after you. You're all right.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I can hear it in your story, right? Like this, it's first of all, you what an initiation
Truly.
into this path
Hmm.
that you walk,
Hmm.
serving your evolution, right? It served
Yeah.
you having this breakthrough and really making that transformation from I give all of my authority away and into the service that you provide. And
Yeah.
that mothering, warm, I accept you, like that point four here in attraction is so strong. But yeah, of course, right? This is what I'm finding too with the attraction gateway in general is
Hmm.
people don't always they can't always tag or name why they're so magnetized to working with us, but
Yeah.
there's something here. They
Yeah.
recognize it in you. They might not, I didn't know that story about you, right? Like they might not know that story, but there is a soul sense
Yes.
that this is part of my path.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
And then again from the communication or the expression,
Hmm.
um, I don't always talk about that story, but I'm very comfortable talking about it. I wasn't always, because this is something that I think is really, really important, and it's about the evolution of it and the going through darker things, going through an experience like I just described.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've been through others in my life because that's part of this primary piece is lots of discombobulation, lots of
Hmm.
things shaking up and falling apart and just needing to keep coming through.
Yeah.
I believe, in fact, I know, hands down, I know that every chaotic, traumatic crisis type of situation that I've been through has been a gift, has been
Mm.
something that totally served me, that totally was part of my own evolution, part of helping me be the embodiment of the evolutionary wave, if you like.
Mm.
However, something that I think is very, very important and something that's not always brought into that conversation is when you're in it, when things have all fallen apart, you have to just trust because you might not know the light's going to shine again, the sun will come up again, there is a light switch right there. So it's so important to not give up and not think there's something wrong with you because each one of us needs to sit in that darkness for as long as it takes. There's no right or wrong here. It's being a willing participant with your own path,
Oh,
right?
that's so beautifully said. Being a willing participant with your own path. Because I'm going to stop the share just so I can look at you, right? And so we all get to look at you. Because exactly like you said, I do think we all hit some sort of a like dark night of the soul,
Yeah.
right? And for some of us, we hit a lot of them. For
Hmm.
some, it's one, and it's so easy for us. Again, nothing, I'm not blaming culture, but we see picture perfect, highly curated images of what life and growth and business and
Yeah,
relationships are supposed to look like. So when our human experience doesn't match that, it's so easy for us to shame ourselves and feel like there's something
precisely.
wrong with us. I think it's almost a way of deflecting and distracting ourselves from sitting with the discomfort.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we can have a reason to point, like instead of just being with the discomfort, I have to go and be that judge and tell myself I'm wrong or compare myself to other people, when really, just like you said, it's the opportunity to sit with this very real, very raw,
Mhm.
very human part of ourselves. The part
Yep.
that's grieving, shaming, and shamed, embarrassed, shit's not working out, like all
Yep.
of those pieces. Ugh.
Hmm.
And for those of us, right, you for example, who have been through that,
Yeah.
that's the permission slip, because look at how much your life is thriving now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that gives me so much joy. But I have been actually bringing that into awareness so often, and so many people really getting that part about the I've developed multiple tools and meditations and concepts and mantras to help sit, to just help you sit and say, I'm suffering, I'm aching, I'm in pain, I'm going through grieving, I'm going through grief. So there's two pieces to this.
Mhm.
One is you can go and try these tools, you can sit with it.
Mhm.
But if it gets too much, don't pull yourself up out of it and say, oh, I don't have time to sit in this. Ask for help. Reach out, uh, call somebody, get a therapist, get a coach, get a Success Codex reading.
Mhm.
Just because there are times, and there's times for me. In the last year, I've been going through a grieving process myself.
Mhm.
And there's times where I've just been able to sit with that process, knowing the tools, knowing my stuff.
Mhm.
But then there's other times where I've had to reach out and say to I have a couple of coach friends that are in my corner that I can just go or say, hey, it's too much for me right now. Can you
Mhm.
hold space for me? Or can you just, you know, I'm going to tell you what's going on for me, and can you feedback what you feel, or what's the guidance?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is to really know yourself. I
Mm.
think everything that I do is geared in that way. With through the human design pieces that I use, the Success Codex. The Success Codex is a beautiful tool to be able to do just a little short here, work on this part.
Mm.
If you're having a problem finding your voice, then maybe we can just look at what's your expression, or what is your signature vibe, and just help you, you know, align with that.
Mhm.
But I use tarot and numerology, and I blend them all together actually,
Mhm.
because I believe that even if you know what your sun sign is and what your moon sign is, that's great. But and so you might know your characteristics that way. But then if you know what your human design is and what your inner authority is, that brings you to a new level. There's
Mhm.
another piece of the jigsaw puzzle. But if you also know what is your life path number, and you also know what your tarot path number or card is,
Mhm.
and what is your shadow card,
Mm.
then it starts to really open up. And when you sit back and look at all of those pieces, there's a couple of readings that I do that I bring them all in,
Mm.
and I create a report, and then we do a breaking it all down. I have some clients that we have to do it in a few parts because it's too much.
Oh no, I'd be like, we're doing 7 hours, right,
Yes,
Moira? 7 hours, we're gonna go
exactly.
deep.
Let's go. It's okay, we can record it. Um, but then you get to start seeing the correlations.
Mhm.
I was sharing that with you, Ankara, is that 51 is my primary genius, but it's also my Mercury and my Venus. But from a tarot perspective, my soul path is
Mhm.
the chariot. That's the driving force. That's the change maker. That's the let's go. Let's
Mhm.
initiate things. Let's get this game show going.
Mhm.
But the shadow aspect, and from a tarot's perspective, the shadow aspect is what our soul is here to bring in. You know how
Mhm.
our power is in the dark,
Yes.
in the shadow. So my shadow is the tower.
Mm.
And so that, to me, like that cult story that I told you, that's a total tower moment.
Yeah, there's no initiation
Yeah.
without the tower, right? Like
Yes.
if you're the initiate, right? You're
Yep.
experiencing that evolution requires you
Yeah.
to, in some way, shape, or form, right? I'm sure sometimes it's not as dramatic as escaping a
No, it
cult.
can just be a wee wobble. Can just be a wee wobble, not
Yeah,
completely fall apart.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But even those little parts, wow, we're definitely at the end going to let people know how to book one of those readings. I'll be signing up, by the way. um, oh, what was I going to say? I mean, there's so much here. I lost my train of thought, but when I think about all that you share and the gift that you are, the gift that you're giving people, this permission slip to trust themselves,
Mm.
these different perspectives through which they can understand themselves, right? That's kind of a little bit of the theme that's come up from this call today. I'm thinking of that like classic tale of I think maybe it's like three blind men come across an elephant
Oh, yes.
what is this thing, and one person is feeling the trunk and they explain
Yep.
the trunk, and one person's feeling the belly and they explain the belly, and one person's explaining the right, but it's really all of that, and you don't know what the elephant is till you're feeling the whole elephant.
Yep.
So in a way,
In a
you're
way,
this work that you do, you're helping people to feel
see
their
the whole
elephants.
elephant.
Oh, now I remember what was coming through, right? This piece of, and I'm jumping back here, but this piece of being able to sit with that discomfort.
Mm.
And you know what it reminds me of? I'm pretty open with the fact that I had an eating disorder in my younger years. It's been quite some time now.
Mhm.
But I was bulimic, right? So we binge and purge. And I remember the turning point for me in my healing was when, after I binged, I decided I'm just going to sit with the discomfort. I'm not going to
Mm.
purge. I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm not going to go watch TV. I'm not going to go do something. I'm just going to sit with the literal physical discomfort of that.
Good for you.
And that made all the difference because I wasn't distracting myself from it,
Mhm.
right? And there were times I did, just like you said, phone a friend, ask for
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I'm going through. I didn't go through like a healing program or anything like that. I actually found a book called Intuitive Eating that taught me how to listen to my body.
I'm familiar with that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
so great book for anyone who's curious, and it's all about honoring and listening to your body's hunger and fullness, like levels and signals,
Mhm.
and there's
Mhm.
no shaming and
Nope.
no diet culture. But point being, um, once I finally actually let myself sit with that discomfort, that changed my behavior.
I
Because the
bet.
next time I sat down to binge, right, had a big emotional moment, and the way I was coping with it is I would binge for my
Mm.
overwhelm. Um, I thought about that feeling.
Right.
And because I knew that that's how I was going to feel, and I knew my options were either to feel that or to do a behavioral thing that I didn't want to do anymore. At some
Hmm.
point, I just started choosing for how I would feel after instead of how I felt in that moment.
Beautiful.
And then what it forced me to do was actually sit with the feelings before I binged. Right. So it was this
Beautiful.
whole process of continuously coming back and allowing myself, giving myself permission to really just be uncomfortable,
Hmm.
to just be uncomfortable. Because listen, like nobody wants to be uncomfortable. I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but it was such an essential part of my path. And I happen to have 51 in my chart too. I have it in my rising, my impression.
Mm.
So it's a big
Right.
part of who I am as well, 51.6.
Mm.
And it's how I learn is through these um,
Initiations.
initiations. They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. I love that you sharing that though, because I've helped multiple people cure addictions specifically with that.
Mm,
And all I would have them do, I would do some hypnosis work and I would teach them tapping. But
mhm,
what I would do is I would have them say out loud, had to be out loud, I'm choosing this. So they could say, I'm choosing this to the binge,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm choosing this to the sitting with the feeling.
Yep.
I'm choosing this to the cigarette, or I'm choosing this with the not having it, not
Yeah.
lighting it up.
Yeah.
And it actually it happened very quickly because it's
Yeah.
the saying it out loud that kind of goes, oh, wait a minute,
Right.
I'm
Am I
choosing to
choosing
feel
that?
good.
Do I want to choose that? Oh, it's so
Yeah,
brilliant. I
yeah,
mean, and think about this, right? For anyone who's watching or listening right now, and you think about that habit in your life that you don't love, right?
yeah.
Maybe the habit is procrastination. Maybe the habit is biting your nails. Whatever
Hmm.
that habit is, right? Just gifting yourself that little bit. What I see it's doing is it's putting a break between the impulse to do the behavior
Yeah.
and it's giving you space to respond instead of react to that
Yes.
impulse,
Yeah.
right? So what a gift. Okay, all you have to do is I'm choosing.
Yeah.
And that was actually I love this because that was the other part of how I healed from the eating disorder was being okay with the times when I chose
Yeah.
to be in the addiction
To do it.
instead of
Exactly.
shaming myself and cycling myself back into unconscious, distracted, avoidant,
Yep.
habitual behavior.
Yep. No, and that's in my approach too, it whether you did choose to eat that or not eat that, it's no judgment.
Yeah,
I'm choosing this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
such an empowering process.
It's so empowering. And maybe it's a personal question, but like, is that a part of your grieving process too? Like with what you've been moving through, any part of, I don't know if it's I'm choosing to feel this way or really just accepting wherever you're at in that journey. I'm just curious for you.
All of that. Yeah, all of that. And just being ever so kind and gentle. I might say I'm going to do actually I was going to do a bunch of recording this is a couple of weeks ago, but
Mhm.
I was really weepy because this is very close to the anniversary of my husband passing.
Right.
And so I was just feeling really weepy and I thought I can't put any recording with this energy.
Hmm.
So I'm choosing to be just gentle and kind and I can record another day.
Mm.
And so that's part of the process because it is a process. This is just part of the evolution. And let's face it, grieving is another side of love.
100%.
And it's so important to feel all of it.
It is. I mean, I sometimes think it's the most human experience we can have, right? There's no
Yeah.
human that gets from birth to death without experiencing grief at some point. We
Yeah.
experience loss. We're not very culturally literate with grief in general. Like, I don't think we really know how to handle it, how to support people through it. There's a
Yeah.
lot of clunky, like trying to pull people out of their grief and not honoring them where they are. And I think we have room to grow collectively in this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that
have a
appreciation.
course available on Insight Timer.
Do you?
I do.
I was gonna say, like, we're gonna include all the links of how people can connect with you, receive from you. I really can't say enough wonderful things about what you do. And I mean, I know that anyone who's listening right now or watching can, like, in your presence, I just feel like my heart opens and softens. I feel so comfortable in myself. There
Mhm.
is that nurturing. It's that point four in your attraction, maybe, or just who you are. It's not all doesn't all have to do with what your success codex is. But it just feels so good to be in your presence. And I think a
Mm.
big part of that is a testament to how much you love and honor and accept yourself
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
regulated you are.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress. And I really appreciate you because it's that space. It's like we're bouncing off each other with such depth that it feels so comfortable and so easy to be in your space also.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, this has been so incredibly lovely. I am going to include the links, but is there like one main website or like platform or place you would like, or it could be like one or two or three, whatever. How can people find you? And we will also include those links.
The best place is my website, which is wellnesswithmoira.com.
Okay,
And
Wellness with
and
Moira.
the links to Insight Time are on there, as well as other freebies and paid products and Success Codex readings. It's all there.
Beautiful. Well, everyone go run and hire Moira. Go do it. I'm gonna do it, so you should do it too. That's like it's the motto for today. But I love you. Thank you so much for being a part of this, for sharing your incredible story and your insights and your wisdom here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.